Hello, this is another edition of Stuart Dahl's show, starring myself, Stuart Dahl. It is a nice, sunny start to a nice Sunday. What else? In sports, it looks like the Stanley Cup final has now been set. It's now the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Chicago Blackhawks to see who wins the Stanley Cup. I would personally like the Chicago Blackhawks to win the Stanley Cup because the captain of the Chicago Blackhawks, Jonathan Toews, is from right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And also, for you people that don't know me, you can either call me by my first name, Stuart, or you can call me Stu or Stewie. Doesn't really matter to me. I don't care. What else? Tonight is WWE Elimination Chamber. It is a pay-per-view that started. I actually can't remember when it started, but it's a WWE pay-per-view that's been held most years, and that. I believe there's a few chamber matches tonight. One for the WWE Tag Team titles, the other for the vacant Intercontinental title, and I think there might be one for the WWE World Heavyweight title. I actually can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, what else? It is now a week away from the 2015 Women's FIFA World Cup here being held here in Canada. And for you people that don't know where they're being held in Canada, the venues go as follows: Vancouver, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, and Moncton, New Brunswick. And all the teams that are participating in the Women's FIFA World Cup in the different groups will be playing at the different venues. So for like some country, like Asian countries, during the Women's FIFA World Cup, they got to get used to our time zone as opposed to theirs. Like for example, China is about 13 or 15 hours ahead of Canada. So like for example, the Chinese Women's World Cup squad has to get used to our time zone because they're used to theirs. And this should be a really awesome Women's FIFA World Cup. There's a bunch of countries that are competing, and to name a couple, there's Canada, obviously the host. They automatically qualified for the Women's FIFA World Cup because they're the host. There's Canada, China, the Netherlands, Germany, Ivory Coast. Like these are just a few countries to name that are competing at the Women's FIFA World Cup this year in Canada. And this should be really interesting to see who wins it. I would personally like my home country of Germany to win the Women's FIFA World Cup this year because it would be really nice for them to bring back the Women's FIFA World Cup back to Germany. They're two-time Women's FIFA World Cup champs. They won it in 2003 and 2007, and they could go for a third this year. But they have to play well throughout their group, and that to make it to the knockout stage and actually make it to the Women's World Cup final itself in Vancouver, which is being held July the 5th. And the Women's FIFA World Cup goes from this upcoming Saturday, June the 6th, through July the 5th, with the Women's World Cup final being held in Vancouver to determine who will win the Women's FIFA World Cup trophy. And here's the thing, and I hate to be really brutally honest here, but when it comes to Canada and women's soccer, sometimes they really don't go together, if you know what I mean. Like soccer is more of a European sport as opposed to a North American sport. It was also, played in, other, in African countries and Asian, all the other Asian countries and South American countries. It's just not really, soccer's really not a North American sport, and no offense to you Canadians or, Americans or, whatever. And what else? On another subject, people in the state of Texas are really having it really tough right now because they've been just getting pounded with rain upon rain upon rain upon rain, and this has caused massive flash flooding, like in like all over Texas and like Dallas, Houston, Wimberley, all over Texas and that. And there was one story that I saw in the news. I think it was in Dallas. Apparently, a police officer actually had to be rescued by a helicopter because his police cruiser came submerged in water. And that's how bad the flash flooding has gotten in Texas the last 2 or 3 weeks or so. This, rain has been going on. And also, like, firefighters there have, had to, exhausted firefighters have had to, go back and, like, literally carry someone on their backs because of the flooding. Like, it's gotten to the point where some people have been in, like knee deep water, neck deep water. Like, that's how bad it's gotten in Texas. And I feel sorry for for those people that are living in Texas, because like they've practically lost everything in their house. They've more likely lost pictures, and they've lost this. They've basically lost everything, including their homes. Because now they have to figure out, like, where am I gonna live now? Because of this. And they're probably and the people of the state of Texas right now are probably thinking, like, please, Mother Nature, stop bringing us this rain. You're just ruining our lives right now with this rain. Because, like, it's not good for the people of Texas, because, like, they, like, literally can't go anywhere. And that, then people that have cars, they can't literally use their cars, because then they'll be submerged in water. But that's just the fact of, Mother Nature in general. Sometimes she could just dish out some of the most brutal weather. Like, for example, the Boxing Day tsunami that happened in Thailand over a decade ago, and that, and also all the other, natural disasters like the earthquake in Haiti, and and that. Um, Mother Nature can just really dish out some of the most brutal weather of all time, and people just can't simply do anything about it, because they just basically bad weather can just come out of there like that. But what else? What else? Anyways, uh, looks like it's gonna be a good week, temperature-wise and maybe weather-wise. There may be a couple days of rain and that, but rain is good for for people that plant like flowers and vegetables and stuff, and it's also good for the farmers too, as well, that are planting the crops and all that stuff. right now the Winnipeg Blue Bombers that have started their training camp, they've actually had to practice on the outdoor Bison's football field because of the Women's FIFA World Cup, because they can't exactly practice at at Investors Group Field because they're using that for the Women's FIFA World Cup. So they've had to do their training camp at the Bison football field right beside the Investors Group. But shit happens. Oh well. What else? I'm just relaxing in the man cave, just chilling out, working on my laptop, watching some TV, and that before I go out later. Any and that. It's gonna be a really good day, temperature-wise and weather-wise, which is a good thing. What else? I'm hoping that my home country Germany wins the Women's FIFA World Cup. It would be really awesome. What else? Well, that is it for now. This has been another edition of Stuart Dahl Show. I am signing off for now. For you young people, stay out of trouble, stay in school. You'll do fine. If you have a certain dream, follow your dreams. And that. And for now, bye in English, and in German, I'll be saying peace.